How's it going, bros? My name is
Yo, it's your boy KSLGWT. KSLGWT.
Hi, I'm Anna Akana, and I'm here.
Yo, what's up, everybody? My name's Chelsea Hurd.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Howie from H-Tech here. So, as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm stoked.
Alright, so here we are, one of the elephants. Cool thing about these guys is that they have really long fronts, and that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
My name is Howie Thomas, and I am a part-time YouTuber and a college student.
So, how long have you been making YouTube videos for?
I've been doing H-Tech for the past 2 years, and seen more films for about 6 or 8 months now. So yeah. For H-Tech, I normally do unboxing videos, do like reviews for products as well. Let's talk about tech in general, and like do a lot of collaborations with other tech YouTubers that do the same thing as me. So like I talk about tech, I review it, I unbox it, I compare it, I do tests, and yeah, that's what I normally do on my H-Tech channel. And with Seen More Films, it's all to do with movie reviews, and it's gonna like trailer reviews and stuff, and discussions and whatnot. I really wanted to get into YouTube. I didn't have the equipment until I was like 10, and I just didn't have the patience. I was like, it was, as I said before, it was like really like making videos. It was like kind of on and off at times. Like interact with people and just share my content around, and just be happy that, you know, one of my videos have like either helped someone, like even if it's like a product review and unboxing of a product they want to find out about, or if it's a how-to-do video, if it helps one person, that just makes my week. It's just amazing, and it feels really good. So kids have more access to applications like YouTube and just social media in general. So like with adults, if you're an adult, you're gonna have a job. And you're going to be very occupied with everything, so I don't think you're going to have enough time to watch YouTube videos and whatnot. Before, like, people that watch my videos are between like the age of 10 to 20, upwards like 30, like at most. Like for Seen More Films, the target audience for us is like different, because it's mainly for teenagers upwards of people like in their 40s, I think. David DeFranco, but if it had to be someone that I actually that I do know this guy, like I've collabed with him a couple of times, and I've actually sort of like inspired him to be a YouTuber just like me, and that guy's name is Kian. He runs a channel called iKian. Favorite video. And I put a lot of time into this. It would have to be, I did a unboxing of a product that I got sent out to me by a company called Anchor. Or during uni, I'll just get a job. Simple as that. Then after uni, I'll get a job to do with like web design, because that's what I've studied. Continuing YouTube and being at uni. Still part-time. I mean, next year it's going to be full-time, but like I don't know, again, I don't know what it's going to be like. Yeah, like a live stream to YouTube by YouTube Gaming, and after it's like the live stream is finished, I then sort of it uploads straight away afterwards, so it's like really convenient. With Twitch, it doesn't do that unless I manually do it, and that's a pain. I mean, I feel like Twitch has a better community. No, because they're two completely different things. Okay, YouTube has their own gaming service or whatever, but like Twitch, Twitch and YouTube are completely different things, because like Twitch is mainly used for gaming and some commentary. I guess I think they have some commentary stuff on there. And with YouTube, you can post anything on there. You can post anything you like.
With the increase of video media platforms such as Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and with Amazon Prime Video, of whom Amazon is one of the biggest Google rivals, do you think there will be a decline of people using YouTube, or do you think YouTube will have to revolutionise in order to compete with these bigger companies?
No, I don't think that's going to happen. Because companies like Netflix and Amazon Instant, it's mainly used for film and TV. It's got nothing to do with YouTube. YouTube is publicly, I wouldn't say publicly owned, but it's available to the public. They can post their own stuff online. With Amazon Instant and Netflix, it's that they buy content from production companies like BBC and whatnot. Like they buy TV shows and movies so they can stream it on their services. It's a completely different market.
Hello and welcome to this interview. What is your name and occupation?
My name's Gordon Heath and I do YouTube.
How long have you been making videos for YouTube?
I've been doing it I started 2011, so I'll say about 5 years.
What sort of videos do you make, and what made you decide to make these type of videos?
I first started with a freestyle dance video, then after I was on webcam, and then that was like a rubbish quality, so then I got my first camera and then I started filming something.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll say my topic is comedy.
What made you start it in the first place?
Started because I saw all of these other YouTubers and I just got inspired.
Yeah. Do you believe younger people use YouTube more than older people?
Yeah, because most younger people,
Yeah.
entertains them.
What viewers do you believe watch your YouTube videos? Like, if you wanted to make...
Mostly teenagers.
Mm-hmm. Who is your favourite YouTuber then?
I don't have a favourite YouTuber. I watch all sorts of YouTubers. No, actually, Troll Station.
Troll Station. What you like is the sort of prank video.
Yeah, pranks. Yeah.
Who is? What video was the most fun to make for you?
Fun to make. A video I made in school.
It could be a video that you want to make. Like what would seem like something you'd want to do then?
I want to make like a group of like friends getting along and just like doing stuff in the area, like make stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think you'd be doing as a job if YouTube didn't exist?
If YouTube didn't exist, that's a hard one. Filming like movies and stuff.
That's fair, yeah, because they're quite related. Where do you see yourself in 6 months?
6 months.
Or
making more projects and stuff.
Okay. Do you know of a streaming site called Twitch?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Oh. Do you believe that it's YouTube's live streaming is better than Twitch's?
I think YouTube's better.
You think YouTube's better? You think
because I think Twitch is quite like no one really uses Twitch. Like it is popularity, but I think YouTube more people watch YouTube than Twitch.
Okay. What do you think that Twitch will take over YouTube in terms of like audience or no?
No, I wouldn't say they would. No.
Yeah. Finally, with the increase of video media platforms such as Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, do you think there will be a decline of people using YouTube, or do you think YouTube will have to come up with new things?
They probably have to come with new things, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Well, thanks for your time.
Cool. Swag.
Yeah. Done.
Thank you for agreeing to be involved in our documentary here. What is your name and occupation?
I'm called Rebecca Shackley and I'm a teacher of media studies at Thomas Towers School.
Okay. How often do you use YouTube in your classroom?
Oh, on a daily basis I use YouTube, yeah.
And do you ask your students to use it?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's a really good learning resource, or it can be, yeah.
Do you think most of the students use it to help with their own work?
I think most of the time, yeah. I think they do use it in a sensible way. So things like making videos, they'll use music, and they might get archive footage that they need that they couldn't possibly film. So like some of my Year 11s at the moment, they've just done an action film, so they couldn't film an explosion, obviously, but they found a green screen explosion online, and it kind of made their action film make it that kind of genre, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think most of the time it is used in the right way in the classroom. Yeah.
And linking on that, do you feel like YouTube is educational?
Absolutely, it can be. Yeah, you can learn so much about different cultures, about how to do different things, and different interests that people have, and it's also really entertaining. So yeah, I think it can be educational.
And do you think it's a reliable source?
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of the stuff that I kind of use now, so things like After Effects, a lot of it I have used through tutorials and just being self-taught. So I think it's a really good engineer for learning.
Do you feel that YouTube has spawned a culture of people who are very now driven because YouTube videos are usually short, which means concentration levels are far worse as a result?
I think so. It's really apparent to see in the classroom that students, they lose their attention span quite quickly, and I think it's to do with all technology, whether it be your phone or that's a real problem actually. Mobile phones out in the class, and you have to tell them to put it away, especially with the lower years. Sixth form is not so much of a problem, but I think there is a now culture, definitely, and you can see it all around. You know, if you look at TV ratings, they have dramatically and drastically gone down in numbers, and I think that's because TV content isn't what young people want to see. They're not giving the young people what they want, and I think YouTube does do that because it opens up a kind of another universe where people can post what they like, and therefore they can get their kind of quick fix, I guess, in certain ways. It is a bit like a drug because I think people can become addicted to YouTube. I don't necessarily think YouTube's a bad thing in its entirety, but I think it can be quite addictive and have addictive qualities to it. And I think, that kind of now needing to watch shorter amount of things means that as a result, young people's attention spans have dwindled, and I think that's quite a negative thing.
Does YouTube have a negative impact as they have a lot of people that could be bad role models on YouTube for people like your students?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't think it's all bad, but I think there are cases where you do see people on YouTube and their views are kind of extremist in certain places, and I think young people are certainly more susceptible to that, and I think that can be a possible danger. But I think YouTube are quite good at kind of restricting that access, and certainly as a borough within Greenwich, we have basically blocked a lot of YouTube, which has been really disappointing for our subject, but actually as a national thing, that's one of the reasons why we have blocked it, because of extremism. So you have to be careful about what is readily available to these youngsters, basically, on YouTube.
Do you think YouTube has had a negative impact on the internet?
That's a big question. I don't think it has actually. I think in some ways it's kind of revolutionised it. We've come into a more of a digital age because of things like YouTube, and it's kind of the really cool things that it does. But I do think also it's got its positives and negatives. I think it's had positive effects because people were learning new things, and you're discovering talent that wouldn't have been discovered had YouTube not existed. But at the same time, you've got those who take YouTube and manipulate it and use it for the wrong reasons. But I think you shouldn't ban YouTube for that. It just means that YouTube needs to put in tighter restrictions, and really think about the sort of access levels. I think is really important. There was a big thing recently with the music industry that UK law have now started kind of certificating music videos and certain music videos. And I think I'm really supportive of that decision. I know it kind of sounds like a boring old fart, but actually some of the kind of videos you do see from artists are quite sexually explicit, and especially for young people, they are really susceptible to that and very easily influenced. And I know a lot of people will disagree with that opinion, but unless you kind of work with people and see it on a day-to-day basis about actually how these young people are being manipulated, you don't really know what. And I think that is one ruling that I kind of agree with, and I think that should be something that they do for YouTube videos, like classify them in terms of age. That doesn't necessarily mean that I think everything should be over 18 or whatever. Don't get me wrong, but I think actually it should be a realistic outlook. So you've got a big problem with kids playing kind of computer games, like GTA and things like that. Again, I don't really like. So I've played GTA myself. I like computer games. And there are aspects of that game that I think are okay for younger viewers, but I think there are aspects that aren't okay. And so I think there kind of you need to kind of create a better kind of classification system, so that there's stuff that's available for kind of 12, maybe to 13-year-olds, something that's more, classified for 14 to 15 and so on. So that they get a bit of kind of real worldness, but as they grow older, but also something that's not going to kind of manipulate them into doing the wrong thing. And I think that's really important.
What do you predict will happen to YouTube in the future? Do you see this expanding in one way or another? For example, could it compete and defeat sites like Twitch or Amazon Prime and these kind of things?
It's a really competitive market out there, and it's really hard to tell what is going to happen. There's so many big players. So you've got Amazon, which is a massive competitor with Google. I've got an Amazon Prime account, and I absolutely love the Amazon video stream system. They've got a lot of the up-to-date programs. I'm quite willing to pay for stuff to get access to it, because I know it would be the kind of legal and right thing to do in a sort of dying industry where they need funds. I think probably I can imagine in the future that YouTube will do deals with kind of programmers and perhaps have exclusive rights, just like kind of Netflix does to a certain degree with certain movies. I controversially think Netflix is dying out a little bit. Not necessarily dying, but because they've kind of driven themselves into buying the rights to more original programs, or making more original programs over their money. I think as a result they are losing viewerships, and their content isn't quite as strong as it used to be. Although I don't say that their kind of original programming is bad, but some of it is terrible. From my perspective, but I guess they have to appeal to a wider demographic. And I think if I was YouTube, that's the kind of market that I would target, trying to get access to those kind of big shows, and trying to enable that, and obviously still continue to do what they're doing. I think I'd classify videos, because I think that would appeal to what kind of older audiences. Yeah, it might annoy some of the younger ones, but they need kind of protecting. And I think the next big thing with YouTube is tackling Twitch, which has become massive globally for gamers. And obviously the kind of gamer world is huge. It's lots of money to be made out of it. So I think that's what they're tapping into next. They've already set up some kind of live streaming sort of options and services. So I think that is what you're going to expect from YouTube next. Do I think it could still not be number one? It's certainly got the potential to at the moment, but it can all change basically. I really think their main competition is Amazon. It depends what they do next, because obviously they've set up their video streaming service. They've got their own kind of music service with Amazon Music, so they're tackling in iTunes. I think they might be the next player to kind of get on the live stream market. And if so, then YouTube's got a bit of a run for its money.
Do you feel YouTube can revolutionize the world even more in the future?
Yeah, I think it depends how much. Again, it's about how they develop, how they choose to develop their kind of industry. I guess if they bring in new technologies, I think that's going to be a kind of securing factor for them. So obviously, there's all this. I want to say gaff about the 3D, which is basically crap in my eyes. To be honest. I think it doesn't work. It does work, but I don't think it's really that effective at this current time. And I think in the next few years, it will be developed even further than that. And you know, you kind of know there's bits here and there that it is being developed, and I think things like that could develop. Could it revolutionise? I guess it depends on what they tackle and what they decide to do as a company. If you're looking at things like Twitch, the kind of gaming market, that's such a big, massive market. It's a niche market to a certain degree, do you know what I mean? But I mean, also it could just be that could be such a cushy little earner for them. So if they were to do something with kind of future game, maybe going into games and stuff like that, that could be an area. But I think it's really just up to them what they decide to do. But it's not like they haven't got the money to spend on doing it. And if you think that they're if they're sort of starting live stream things, it makes me think that they may be going down this kind of programming route as well. So it's hard to say, basically, I think, at this time, because there's so much competition right now for them that they're going to have to adapt what they do, I think, in order to secure the market for themselves.
Yeah. And that links in with the future of YouTube, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think they're going to have to expand, basically, is what I think.
Okay.
And think about incorporating other things into their model, but obviously having the model, so still having their kind of video demand service that works.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for this interview.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.